with his newest recruit, ex-Tory MP Natalie Elphicke, front and centre.
It's clear that Rishi Sunak has failed to keep our borders secure and cannot be trusted.
Sea patrols go on, but the people smuggling doesn't stop. More migrants landing in Dover today. And the Labour leader here too, setting out his plan to stop the boats.
This would simply underline Starmer's stupidity. That's what Shadow Home Secretary Chris Phelps said about the possibility of Trump using British-funded Rwanda facilities. And he's right. After spending £700 million on hotels and infrastructure, Britain has nothing to show for it but a potential American takeover.
A new approach to small boat crossings that will secure Britain's borders, prevent the exploitation by tackling it upstream, and smash the criminal smuggling gangs.
No planes, no third country, no talk of a deterrent. The former chief prosecutor reframing the small boats issue around law and order.
A leaked diplomatic cable has confirmed that Rwanda has already accepted US deportees, while British taxpayers are left funding a border security command that's proven utterly ineffective. I'm going to walk you through the numbers that reveal just how badly this decision has backfired on the British public. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. What if I told you that £700 million of British taxpayer money could end up benefiting America's immigration policy, while our own borders remain wide open? This isn't some far-fetched scenario. It's the reality Britain now faces thanks to Keir Starmer's hasty decision-making. The Rwanda plan wasn't created on a whim. The Conservative government developed it as a practical deterrent to illegal migration. They negotiated complex international agreements, built infrastructure, and established processing systems, all at enormous cost to the British taxpayer. The strategy was clear: create a genuine deterrent that would discourage dangerous channel crossings and undermine the business model of people smugglers. Yet within days of taking office, Starmer scrapped the entire plan. No transition period. No alternative ready to go. Just an immediate termination of a policy that had already consumed hundreds of millions in public funds. This wasn't careful governance. It was political theatre at the expense of border security. Let's break down where your money went. Purpose-built accommodation facilities in Rwanda. Hotels renovated specifically for this programme. Staff salaries for both British and Rwandan personnel. Extensive legal costs fighting challenges in court, and direct payments to the Rwandan government. None of this money will be recovered. These facilities now sit empty, paid for by British taxpayers, but delivering zero benefit to Britain. Meanwhile, what did Starmer offer as a replacement? A border security command supposedly modelled on counter-terrorism powers to disrupt smuggling gangs. It sounds impressive until you examine the details. Unlike the Rwanda plan, which created a tangible deterrent, this new approach lacks any meaningful mechanism to discourage illegal crossings in the first place. As Shadow Home Secretary Chris Phelps bluntly stated, if the United States were to use the hotels paid for by the UK, it would simply underline Starmer's stupidity. This isn't just about wasted money. It's about the complete abandonment of a deterrent strategy with nothing effective to replace it. The consequences were predictable and severe. In the months since Starmer cancelled the Rwanda plan, channel crossings haven't decreased. They've reached record highs. Small boats continue to arrive daily, with numbers surpassing previous year's totals. The deterrent effect, which was the whole point of the Rwanda strategy, has completely evaporated. This spectacular policy failure now opens the door to an unexpected twist. Political decisions often have unintended consequences, but few could have predicted that Trump might become the beneficiary of Britain's £700 million investment, while Starmer struggles to control our own borders. While Britain's borders remain wide open with record migration numbers, Trump stands ready to implement the exact strategy Starmer abandoned. The irony couldn't be more stark. British taxpayers funded facilities they'll never use, while another country reaps the benefits. This isn't speculation anymore. A leaked diplomatic cable confirms Rwanda has already accepted US deportees, setting the stage for expanded cooperation under Trump's administration. Trump's immigration stance leaves little doubt about his intentions. He's made clear his plans to dramatically increase deportations, targeting millions of illegal migrants. Rwanda, with its ready-made infrastructure paid for by British taxpayers, presents an obvious opportunity. Think about it. The accommodations, staff training, and legal frameworks are already in place. All Trump needs to do is negotiate terms with a Rwandan government that's already demonstrated willingness to work with Western nations on migration solutions. The United States won't need to invest the £700 million Britain already spent. They can negotiate favourable terms with Rwanda, leveraging the existing infrastructure and agreements. This represents a masterstroke of opportunistic foreign policy for America and a catastrophic failure for Britain. Trump gets to implement a strong deterrent, while Starmer is left explaining why British money funded American immigration policy. For Starmer domestically, this scenario represents far more than policy failure. It's national humiliation on the world stage. A government that promised competence now faces ridicule for abandoning expensive investments while failing to secure its own borders. Public frustration grows daily, especially among voters who feel their legitimate concerns about immigration control are being dismissed by the current government. This situation directly empowers political challengers like Nigel Farage and Reform UK, who have made immigration control a central platform issue. Reform UK has announced plans to use every instrument of power to resist housing asylum seekers in reform-controlled areas, and is preparing legal challenges against the government. Their electoral successes, winning control of local authorities and securing by-election victories, demonstrate growing public support for tougher migration policies. What's emerging is a narrative of British decline versus American pragmatism. While Starmer's government proudly discards workable solutions for ideological reasons, Trump appears ready to adopt practical approaches regardless of where they originated. Multiple conservative politicians are now openly calling this situation a national humiliation that could reshape domestic politics for years to come. The question now becomes what options remain for Britain to salvage its investment and border security. With Trump poised to benefit from Britain's abandoned strategy, Starmer faces difficult choices with no easy solutions. The spectacle of American migrants housed in British-funded Rwandan facilities represents a policy disaster that demands accountability. £700 million of taxpayer money sits wasted while our borders remain insecure. This isn't just financial mismanagement, it's a betrayal of public trust. British voters now face a clear choice between Starmer's approach of abandoning expensive investments while channel crossings reach record highs, or political alternatives that prioritise national interests and border security. This Rwanda debacle will likely define Starmer's immigration legacy. Not only has it cost Britain financially, but it now threatens our international standing as Trump prepares to succeed where Starmer chose to fail.